Welcome to 2 on the 10. Oh, we back 2 on the 10, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm Paul.
I'm Mitch.
Greedy Nick.
Greeting.
You know what time it is.
Good.
You doing all right?
I'm good.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yeah.
You awake today?
I'm super awake. How you doing?
Good, good. How's your eyelids?
All right.
Got the notes? Huh?
They're good. They're
You
good.
been sleeping on the bike? You been ghost riding the whip?
I'm good. I'm good.
Just
No Garfield eyes tonight.
Go for okay, good. I think everybody's awake. Getting over a little cold that somebody brought in here, but feeling better. I'm glad to see you guys though. But how was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. We tried something different. Did a staycation.
Okay, so it was this week 2, right? After the streak was bugged?
Yep. Week 2.
Okay, all right, okay.
Let's see. Did it over. Actually got a good deal at the Paint Mountain Golf Resort over in North Mesa. So
Okay, that's I played at that spot. That's over off McDowell over there.
yeah, like McDowell and Wrecker or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I think it's a cool little spot. Cool rooms, got a good little area. Like they even got you're not going to be using the pool right now, but they actually have a pool size spa.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Cool area. So yeah, did that. Let's see, what? Trying to think. Oh, I did go to. I'll say this one. Okay. So my girl Chris met my mom for the first time. So
Clap that up. Yeah. Woo, moving in the right direction, baby.
so it's kind of serious when you meet moms.
Yes, definitely.
So that's moving towards
Yes, let's moving towards that aisle.
bling bling.
Yes. Put a ring on it.
Okay, Beyonce, chill out, Beyonce and Michelle.
Michelle.
Or one of the other Destiny's children. It was cool. It was really cool. We actually did this church thing. It was really important to my mom, and we're trying to go to church more anyway. Too.
There you go.
It was cool. Actually, there was this father that spoke afterwards, and he had this books that he was, his book tour that he was doing. It was pretty interesting. He had an interesting story about how he used to live a life of crime, was totally anti, God, Jesus type stuff,
right.
And then kind of had his come to Jesus type moment. So it was cool. Very and very hip type father that the way he talked and got a lot more people involved, and how he said. So it was cool. We did that, and then of course. Afterwards, we tried to go to dinner. I tried to get us into Alessia's, which pissed me off because that's a cool. If you guys haven't been, North Mesa Italian spot. It's like it's actually a North Italy spot. Real good food. I'd say it puts it on par with Giuseppe's and Uncle Sal's and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I called before church and I go, hey, we need reservations. They're all, how many people? I go 3. They're like, oh, we only do reservations for 4.
I was like, oh, come on. Are you serious?
And I remember me and Ryan went there before, and I got us a reservation for 2. So I was like, when did this change? I go, why don't I just pay for 4 people? And just,
right.
And I hung up on him. I was kind of mad. Right. So then we pulled up afterwards about 6 o'clock, and it was a 2-hour wait.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then guess who I saw, though, who was in the parking lot
Who's that?
when I was walking just to check the wait? Peter Mara.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they were going there, but there was a spot I saw next door that
I haven't seen Pete Meyer in a long time, probably maybe 5 years.
And that's crazy. Yeah,
I've seen the kids before that.
I seen their kids. I see what's his name all the time. The young one.
Yep.
Yeah, I see him all the time. But what's it called?
Damien?
Yeah, Damien. So, and it was funny because I hear, "Hey, Mitch, what's up?" And so just chopped it up with him for a second. That was cool. But no, so did that. So that was really cool. And then later it was funny. Me and Chris go to the Moose Lodge, and
How was the moose?
Moose was loose.
Yeah, it was loose. Really?
Yeah. Moose was loose. It was cool.
What's going on over there?
And the funny thing about it, even Greedy had met up later, and one of my boys got a little altercation in the Moose, in the Moose Lodge.
They fighting over at the moose?
Most of the time not, but I guess some.
You gotta watch when the man takes out his dentures, then you know it's on.
But the
He
funny
can bust up his teeth.
The funny part about it is he almost got in a fight with this one dude and this other midget MMA fighter.
Oh, here we go.
Another midget.
Here we go.
And just for the record, 2 on the 10 podcast has nothing against midgets.
They actually like to be called little people.
Yeah, little people.
Yeah.
Let's be politically correct before we get.
To quote Wolf of Wall Street, those things is like the gossip.
You stupid boy.
But so it was almost this little altercation. Glad it didn't happen. That way.
Literally a little altercation.
Little altercation, yeah. But no, and then the rest of the weekend was cool. So yeah, no, it was. And then the one thing I'll say, food spot wise, we did go to this spot I saw it that night. Went back and checked it out on was it Monday night. It's called Thai Corner. right next to Alessia's.
Yeah, you know I like me some Thai food. So.
Let me tell you, definitely worth going.
Okay.
So
Thai corner.
yeah, we had, of course, first time there, so got to do the pad thai. In my opinion, got to do the pad thai. Pad thai with shrimp, and actually did a spice level 4 out of 5.
Man, are you crazy, bro? I always put the spice on the side or no spice at all. I mean, when it comes to it's I'm real funny about my spices. I like my Bloody Mary spicy all the time, but I don't like my food spicy.
Well, I don't like it so spicy that I can't taste it afterwards. Like if you're eating super hot wings and you can't taste the pizza.
Yeah, I don't like my
your
wings
mouth's burning.
spicy at all. Yep.
So yeah, but did Thai corner. Did the pad thai with the shrimp was amazing. Did this like kind of soft noodle beef.
Okay.
With like the what do they call it, Chinese broccoli and regular broccoli. That was amazing. Did like a level 3 out of 5, which was good.
Okay.
Which to me was mild. And then what I thought was really cool was they had a crab fried rice.
Crab fry.
Real crab.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, definitely check that place out. I saw that they had crab egg rolls, and one of my friends, she popped on Facebook, said, you got to get the crab egg rolls. We thought about it, but I said crab fried rice sounded a little better.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely next time we're doing the crab egg rolls, you got to do that. But it's called Thai corner.
Thai corner. All right, I'm gonna go check over there and see if they got some good yellow curry. That's
Oh yeah, and they do. And actually, that girl said that the waitress there, the girl that was working the counter, she was saying that she actually suggested that. But we
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
So definitely worth checking out.
Dope. Grady, what you do this weekend?
Went to the Moose Lodge.
Moose.
I showed up and there was some, little stools knocked over, and so I knew something had gone down.
Do it like it's in number 2.
Yeah, and just kind of chilled this weekend. Did go to Saturday night and had the family come down. We went place we talked about, Singing Panda. We all went in there and had dinner and listened to the performer. He does like an hour and a half show, sings a bunch of songs.
Hey, real quick, did the waiter come up and sing too?
The waiter came up and sang too.
That Bing Crosby or whatever he does, he killed it. Huh?
Yeah, he's dope. They're both dope.
I gotta go in there. And I normally like get the food to go, but I can go in there and
Just
have dinner, huh?
go on a Friday or Saturday night because they have the
Saturday
one
night.
guy that does the show, and then the waiter comes up. I think he's one of the owners too, maybe, and he does it. But the waitress, I think she's another one of the owners. I think they may be married. I may be wrong. I don't know everybody's relationship dynamic in that place, but she came over and she actually listens to the podcast. So shout out, all the people over at Singing Pandas.
Singing Panda, best Chinese food.
So
Hey, you turned me on to it.
yeah,
That
and I actually got
fire,
the
bro.
General Tso's chicken for the first time. That shit was fire, bro.
What's it called? General Tso's?
Yeah, General Tso's chicken. It was amazing. It had like a sweet heat to it. I loved it.
Okay.
I almost
Is it too hot though?
No, it's not like it's just got like a nice heat to it. It's not. Most people might not even think it's hot. It's just it's like I'm used to the sesame chicken, which is like super sweet. This just had a little more punch to it than the sesame chicken, but it had really really good flavor. Had a little bit of vegetables in there, man. I almost ate the whole plate myself. We
Hey,
should.
you can do that at Singing Panda.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon if you don't.
Yeah, and we had a table. We had 11 of us, and just went to town on some good food. It was great. And
What the family think of the food?
everybody loved it. And my family, a couple of them from New York, were like, "There's no good Chinese places in Arizona," and then they're like, "I guess we're gonna be driving to Chandler now for Chinese."
No, for real. I thought that was. I mean, I agree with them.
Yeah.
For the longest,
Make sure you let them know who told you about that place.
I forget who it was. Somebody told me about it, but we don't have to name names. I don't do that. I'm not Paul. I don't name names. But I mean, the food there is amazing, and the atmosphere is cool. And the best part about the whole place is
They have Sapporo on draft.
yeah, and the service there is unbelievable. Like every time you turn around, your drink's refilled, or they're asking if you need something. They bring you your food gets out super quick. It's great. It's a great place to go. I highly recommend it. Go on a Friday or Saturday night. Check out the show. They do like a 5 and a 7:15 or something show. Have dinner, enjoy it, have a good time.
Hey, real quick, speaking of spices and hot, I forgot this one. So we had to jump in the office on Saturday. So real quick, we decided to buy get some meals for the employees. So I got to pick one of the employees. She was leaving a little bit early. So when you try and order lunch and spots don't open till 11 o'clock, it makes it kind of difficult sometimes,
Right.
And so this girl was leaving about 11:30, so we want to make sure she partook in lunch and because we were buying or whatever. So I started looking around, what's kind of cool, what would work, whatever, something not boring, casual. So we did Dave's Hot Chicken, So so we ordered Dave's Hot Chicken. Like did a bunch of like the party packs.
That shit is spicy. See, okay. Speaking of spice, I've had Dave's Hot Chicken. The chicken is good, but the shit's way too spicy.
Okay, so with that said, I ordered like for the whole staff or whatever. I ordered like a thing of the sliders, and I'm like, let's do a thing of the what's it called, the tenders, and then some fries and stuff, right? So Chris was there too. She was working the weekend. She's like, I want the hot, super hot, whatever. So they had this thing where the tenders came in assortment pack.
Okay.
So 4 mild, 5 medium,
Okay.
and 1 Reaper.
Okay.
Reaper, they're hot as shit ever.
Okay, right.
Right? And so I go, let's go ahead and get that. You get the Reaper one, whatever, cool. We get it, and it wasn't labeled.
Oh shit.
It wasn't labeled.
So it's like chicken roulette.
Chicken roulette, yeah. So anyway, and so, we're trying to saw a little piece off of this, try this, cool. And then all of a sudden, I took a bite.
It was the Reaper.
It was the Reaper. Hey.
You know what to call it, the Reaper, because your ass is dead.
And I'll tell you, even Chris was like, damn, okay, this one got me. Like normally she'll handle any of that shit.
Right.
And she was like, damn. I was sitting there, damn, my eyes were watering but yeah, so I just had to share the Reaper story with Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, have you guys ever seen those, what are they, the jelly beans that have like the disgusting flavors mixed in? It's like jelly bean roulette. Oh, it's like they'll have like a cherry and a blue raspberry and a vomit and a fish flavored one.
Oh.
And you basically open the pack, you dump them out, and everybody just takes one. And you don't know if you're going to get something good or bad. It's like half and half. It's like a 50-50 shot that you get something. And some of those are so disgusting. But it's fun to do if you ever want to. We should maybe do it on the show one time. Just fuck around.
Where can you get them?
The store sell them. All the store.
Or you can make your own.
You could.
But let me tell you this real quick. I'm going to jump this story real quick because there was one time in high school, when you get at your friend's house, you're all playing Nintendo tournaments or whatever. And we used to have a guy, and I hope he doesn't watch the show, or maybe he does, Anyway, his nickname used to be Dickhead. He would be cool, and then he'd do some asshole shit.
Right.
And so his nickname was Dickhead. He one time at a party gave a drunk guy motor oil, and he drank it, and the dude threw him through the front window of the party. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a few others. So anyway, we're all playing video games. He was coming over. There's about 5 of us.
Right.
And there was 1 pack of Jelly Bellies left, right? And so I go, look, karma's a bitch. Let's set this up. I know this asshole's going to fuck around. If he does, he gets what he deserves.
Right.
If you know. So we got the jelly beans. And you can if you say high school kids fucked around with them,
Right.
imagine what we did to the jelly beans.
Right. I got you.
I'll just say this. Someone peed on one. Someone put one in their nose.
Right.
Someone put one in their ear. Someone put them wherever you can imagine.
Right.
Okay. Someone hopped a loogie on one. Whatever. Okay.
Right.
Put him back in the pack. Left him open.
Okay.
He walks in. I go, hey, bro, don't touch my jelly bays. I mean, I had to get those over Fairfield, blah, blah, blah. There's the last pack. Okay, so don't touch them, right? Oh, cool, whatever. I come back. He's sitting there eating them. And then I go, and so everybody's just sitting there and they're trying to hold in their fucking laughing, right?
Oh, my God.
And I go, that's fine, bro. We knew you were going to do that bitch ass shit. I go, that's why I pissed on those. Ooh, piss flavor. It's good. And then someone else put one in their nose. Ooh, snot flavor. And he sat there
And ate
and
it.
just kept trying to think he was funny.
Right.
And we were laughing so hard that he finally realized that he fucked up.
Okay.
You know you fucked up, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just say that. That just
He
reminded me of
he thought you guys were playing at first,
yeah, he thought we were playing.
and then realize.
Didn't realize he was a dickhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we might play jelly bean roulette next week on the show because
And actually, I have to say shout out to my boyfriend Nick at Sirius Radio XM because he knows that story. He was one of the people there too. He partook.
He partook in that one. Gotcha. All right.
Definitely. Sorry, I had to get off subject, but that just reminded me of something.
No, that's funny. Now my weekend was
weekend?
my weekend was it was a lot of Sagittarius birthdays. My girl, she's a Sagittarius. Her birthday's coming up on the 17th. I got some special surprises.
Oh,
for
by
her.
the way, shout out to my brother Scotty. It was his birthday, December 4th. Another Sagittarius.
Okay, yeah,
Happy birthday, bro.
So I've been going to birthdays like every weekend. And so this weekend was no different. It's football during the day and fucking birthday parties at fucking night. And I'm telling you, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. December.
That's what got you sick. It wasn't me.
Nah, it was you,
at the
motherfucker.
table.
Up
Nobody
there
at the
spreading them
table.
germs and shit. But anyway, no, it was like I said, I'm tired. That's why I was fucking with you earlier because I am tired because it was a long ass weekend partying. You know how I get down. You know what I'm saying? I start like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't get done.
You're in bed by 8.
8 the following morning. You know, yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's how it
I've
works.
been there with you. I know.
So yeah, I mean that was my weekend. Next weekend is going to be the same again. Actually, it's my girl's birthday next weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. I got some surprises for her. She's if she doesn't cry, I ain't doing my job. So
What, you got the band at Chuck E. Cheese to play?
yeah, I got them. I'm bringing the whole band in, so it's definitely going to be a good one. I'll let you guys know. Hold on, let me see how the show works. No. Yeah. Well, I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks how I went down. So it's definitely going to be a great time. But I get this weekend, I get the rest this coming up weekend. My daughter, she's going to come over, and hang out with me and stuff like that and bring the boys over. So, I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's come on my only rest weekend. Don't have no birthdays coming up. But then after that, boom. And we got a special birthday coming up at the end of this year, huh? You're Sagittarius? No, you're a Capricorn, huh?
Capricorn, baby.
Yeah.
Well, you're Capricorn too?
Yeah.
I never knew that the whole time.
29th, baby. This month.
I didn't think December counts for Capricorn.
Yeah.
The cutoff's like the 20th.
Yeah, something like that. We got two Capricorns on the program up in here.
Actually, us and Jesus, so there's 3 of us.
Hold on. Jesus wasn't born in December. check your information.
25th.
Check it. No,
I
check.
know when Jesus is born. I celebrate
check-
Christmas.
I thought it was like in March, actually.
Yeah, it was actually. That's what I'm saying.
I'll be in the same category as Jesus. That's cool.
Okay. I see how y'all taking credit for stuff. Anyway, let's get into some news though. There's been a shooting. Another mass shooting here. Oh, surprise. But anyway, UNLV. What's going on out there in Vegas again?
Yeah, so first off, our thoughts and prayers are with the shooting victims. But all seriousness, it sucks that these people they target people that are trying to better themselves, get an education. Even high schools and elementary and junior high, and then colleges. It's like you attack the vulnerable, and it's kind of like a bitch thing to do.
I know. That's what I'm not understanding is like these mass shootings. They want to go shoot up other folks because their life is bad. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get killed by cops, just go start shooting up.
Yeah, I noticed that.
police station.
Yeah, they don't do that because they know they go to the places that they know people aren't going to have guns, so they can be, do their shooting and get away with it.
Let's see if they have a memorandum.
Yeah.
Let's see the background on
But,
whoever it is.
Right.
But right now, I mean, it's fresh. It just happened today. It was outside Beam Hall and possibly outside the Student Union. I mean, it's Vegas, so as we know from the Las Vegas shooting, the details are sketchy. We do know at least 3 people dead, plus the shooter or alleged shooter, and then 1 other in critical condition. There was reports of other shooters or a second shooter. There was even reports of one of the shooters being female. The official statement from police is that there was only 1 shooter, and that shooter is dead. But there was witnesses that said they saw the police actually apprehend a man with a gun and take him into custody, and that there was shooting going on after that person was taken into custody.
I saw that interview. I think you
Yeah.
said that to me.
So it's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know why some of the weird stuff happens in Vegas. I even I started going on to Twitter and like listening to people that had like cuts from the police scanner and stuff. And there was, multiple reports of multiple shooters and different things. But luckily with the amount of people that were there for finals and different things, that there was only 3 people killed and, a couple others injured. So, it's sad to say that, thank God, only 3 people died, but the fact of the matter is when there's a mass shooting in a place with high population, only 3 people dying is, I guess, the best case scenario for those types of situations. So. But, just weird about Vegas. And a couple other things, even after the shooting and after the police came on and said that the shooter was down and there was no threat to the public, they still had the campus on lockdown for a couple more hours, which I thought was kind of weird. If there was no issue and the shooter was done, and tell the public that everything's safe, why still have the campus fully locked down? And they also grounded all air traffic, and they said it was due to the police helicopters flying around, and the proximity to McCarran Airport. But I just thought that was weird that they grounded air. I've never heard of a shooting at like any place and they ground air traffic, so that was kind of weird.
Well, here's the thing that I got to say on that is I could see them doing that because it's a bit weirdo thing to think about. But if I was ever running from the police, which I would never do, but if I was ever trying to get away from them and I had a police helicopter, you go to the airport because they cannot fly into the airspace. So for them to ground the planes, that kind of makes sense because helicopters can't fly into traffic controllers' airspace. It's just illegal. So that's what I'm saying. If you ever try to get away from the police and you get chased by a helicopter, go to the airport.
Well, I heard there were some helicopters that flew in during the Las Vegas shooting, but
On the top of the Four Seasons, because one of the
possibly, yeah.
only landing pads.
So let's get into that a little bit. Why are Vegas used to be mob run, as everybody knows. It was kind of like the one place that you were kind of safe from these things because there was too much money to get effed up, and they didn't want to, they wouldn't allow these things to happen. But it seems as of the last 10 years, it seems like there's a lot more kind of sketchy incidents and things going on in Vegas.
I mean, I'll say this first of all, but there's a big sore spot in that Vegas shooting for me. Like, I mean, just that whole thing pisses me off. I get upset when I think about it because, I could say conspiracy theorists are not. That's not what happened. The narrative
Coincidence.
I mean, the coincidence theorists are, still just. I mean, at the end of the day, we live in a world we would rather accept the narrative than question it. I mean, it's an easier out, and than to stop and go, what if? What's the bigger picture? Whatever else. But I'll go back further than let's go back to the Vegas shooting. I remember when I was bartender in Sacramento for a little bit, and one of the girls I bartended with, her and her dad were there for one of the Holyfield fights, and I remember her saying that a fight broke out inside the casino.
Yep.
You heard about that one, remember?
Yeah, Scotty was there.
Okay, so okay, wow. So I think we might have talked about this
MGM.
before. And there was a couple shootings,
Yep.
and I remember hearing like Shaq and them, like the tables got tipped over and they were taking chips and stuff.
Yep.
And none of that was reported. There was no.
Then they
shooting.
came out and actually said there wasn't a shooting. But,
Yeah.
But Scotty was right outside the MGM, and they heard a bunch of stuff, and then the crowds just came rushing out into the street and saying that people were, there was a shooting going on inside the casino, and they covered it all. I think they covered it all up.
They covered it up, yeah. And in fact, the girl, her dad was like a VP of a company, so they had like super seats for the boxing event. Because I was like talking to her, going, "Damn, you were out there with that?" She goes, "Yeah." And yeah, there was a shooting and this, and then so the same details that I think your brother shared with us before was the same details I got. And I didn't even live out here, didn't even know Nick, his brother at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm in California, he's in Arizona. We got people that both went to the event, and we got the same stories. I mean, but the narrative that's told is way different. Nothing happened, it's safe. Remember when we went to the clothing shows, and we used to tip the valet dudes up there, the bellboys, and they're like, "Yeah, you're never gonna hear about what really happens." Remember the one time were you with me when we were gonna go to the club, and then somebody got killed on the strip? Because they crashed into somebody else that was shooting at him.
Oh, wow.
Is that the one where they crashed into and it blew up? The car blew up? Yeah.
And we were going to go to the party down there at the Marquee or whatever.
And they blocked it all off?
Yeah. And we decided to go to a different club. I think we went to the Palms that night. Remember the Jazzy Jeff party?
Yep.
And so we didn't even go down that side of the strip. But I remember my mom calling me going, "Hey, where you at? Okay, you okay? Good." Because we heard there was a shooting and some people died on the strip.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and so we were talking to the bellhop dude. He goes, "Man, this happens more than people realize."
Well, I remember the one time we stayed
hide it,
at.
though. They hide
And it's crazy enough that it was Mandalay Bay. We stayed at it was the hotel, and they said that someone got murdered in the elevator a couple days before we even got there.
Yep.
But it wasn't on the news. Nobody talked about it.
That's why our rooms were so cheap. We got suites comped.
Yeah.
We got like the $1,200 suites for free for 4 days during the clothing convention.
During the clothing convention, which was in the casino.
Yeah, which was
or
in
in
the
the convention center attached.
We just happened to book 3 months early right when it happened, so we got them for free. Each of us got our own baller suite.
Yeah.
Like the 2 rooms and everything.
You guys didn't realize what had happened?
We didn't. It wasn't announced. They never talked about it.
Yeah, and then when we got there, we heard that someone got stabbed and killed up in the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
And so they were trying to get people to stay. So
yeah, they hide all this stuff that goes on, and again, so that's always been a trend. So no, that's a fact. And now let's go to the Vegas shooting real quick. I mean, I'm going to say this: keep all thoughts aside. The narrative, what they're saying, is not what happened. I mean, First of all, I don't even know if you can find it, but again, I've said this before. Go look at and listen to all 500 and plus 9/11 calls. I have. It takes about 4 hours.
Okay.
500 9/11 calls from all parts of the strip. There's about 8 different casinos that claim shooters. That claim shooters. I remember specifically
8 different casinos.
Yes,
Really?
I remember
Not just Mandalay Bay.
not just Mandalay Bay.
Really?
Not one shooter up in a tower. No, they said that a girl killed some people at the MGM food court.
Okay.
They said that one of the bouncers or security at the New York was shot.
Oh.
There
there was something at
area,
Cosmo.
Cosmo and area.
Like they shot up the front and all the glass broke on the doors.
Yeah.
Are you shitting?
And then there was also there was an off-duty Orange County sheriff. He was in one of the parking garages, MGM parking garage, and he said that before the shooting broke out, he said that black armored utility vehicles pulled up with people in heavy duty firearms and weapons, and he called it in. He goes, "I'm off duty, I'm standing down, but I see these people pulling in with artillery and weapons and stuff," and that. I listened to it with my own ears. There were 3 or 4 calls from the 31st floor at the Mandalay Bay saying they heard people crawling in the vents before the shooting broke out.
Oh,
So there's
shit.
people in the vents right now. There's people crawling in the vents, and I heard that firsthand. And then all sorts of other stuff.
Okay, so
A lot of stuff at the Tropicana too.
Yeah. Oh, which, by the way, again, I've said this before. You can actually go onto YouTube and Google Vegas shooting Tropicana. I forget exactly how to look it up, but go Vegas shooting Tropicana, and you'll see somebody getting escorted out by 13 people in camo with high artillery guns.
The night of the
The night of shooting. And supposedly it was a Saudi prince again, or whatever, a king or whatever. But I don't know what he's staying at the Trop for. But again, he was walked out. And the funny thing about it, if you watch that video, the people in camo are pointing guns at civilians. Like they're just kind of when they're going to the casino.
Right.
So it was crazy. I mean, that's still on YouTube to my knowledge.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: I know this is a sore spot for you, in Vegas. What was behind it? What was the reason? Give me a theory. What was behind the Vegas shooting?
Well, one of the most popular theories is that again there was a regime change in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And that the king was naming his successor, and it was supposed to go to a different prince,
Okay.
closer to the family, but he named a different prince that was not as immediately close, going to be the king.
Okay.
And that caused a big riff and everything else, so they wanted to assassinate the soon-to-be king or whatever.
Okay. So
he was in Vegas.
He happened to be in Vegas.
Yes.
And supposedly, like the top couple floors of the MGM, or not the MGM, Mandalay Bay, were actually a separate casino that was owned by
It's the Four Seasons.
the Four Seasons, and it was owned by like the Saudi
Saudis,
prince.
and also, you ready for this, Bill Gates.
Okay. Hold on. Rewind us back. So top of the Four Seasons.
And
No,
the
top
top
of
of the
Mandalay
Mandalay,
Bay.
the hotel, the Delamo, whatever they used to call it.
Yeah. The hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying the top of that.
Yeah, the top 2 or 3 stories.
It's the top 2 or 3 stories of actually Mandalay Bay
Mandalay, yeah.
are actually a Four Seasons. It's separate. It's a hotel inside of a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Separate
And
check-in,
it's,
separate
if
everything.
I'm not mistaken, it's the only helicopter pad on the strip.
Yep.
Yep.
It's on top of the roof.
Yep.
And a lot of people said they saw a helicopter
Helicopters flying
over Mandalay before.
And even shooting,
yeah,
gun
and
shooting.
shooting out of the helicopter. So supposedly what it was the paddock guy was a patsy. He was a guy that was dealing in weapons to the Saudis, and they sent people like a hit squad in to try to assassinate the prince, and they
Frame him. Even.
yeah, and then to cover it, they just blasted into the crowd and try to cover it up.
Interesting.
That's one theory. I mean,
That's
there's,
one theory.
there's also theories of sacrifice and other shit, like different things like that. I mean, that's real deep.
Okay. Then what's the reason behind the so-called shootings in say 7 other casinos? And is that just all cover? Is that just to create chaos?
Part of it, I think, is to create chaos, create confusion. When you have that many people and the police don't know where to respond because there's reports coming from everywhere.
Here's another.
It gives you ability to, do what you got to do and get out before you
Here's
get
another
caught.
thing. Everybody. Okay, let's take Arizona for example. And I know Nevada's a little different, but it's not too far.
Right.
How many people pack heat?
I mean, I got guns.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying like how many people are prepared when you hear automatic weapon fire? How many people are going to go into their, I mean, how many people are prepared to handle that situation? I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just saying hypothetically that maybe you got people that are so intent, like freaked out. They, someone shoots, someone jumps,
Gotcha.
whatever, and then it just creates a,
Gotcha.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that's what happened because I think there's more to it. But could that be possible for some of these little skirmishes that happen here, there, or the other?
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting. Let me ask you this: do you think there's less mass shootings in states that there's more guns in? So, take a state like Arizona or Texas, where, especially Texas, when damn near everybody got guns.
All we have to say is Chicago, a state that's supposed to not have guns.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying is
California, Chicago, New York.
yeah. I mean, you see less mass shootings in states that have more guns.
I'd like to think.
Is there a correlation?
Well, I think it's weird that there was a mass shooting today as the Republicans were blocking a bill to ban assault rifles or limit them or something like that. While it's happening, there a shooting goes on in a Democratic state, or recently Democratic voted state. So, thought that was kind of interesting. And in a place that obviously campus guns are banned, so you're in a gun-free zone, and someone shows up with a gun and starts shooting. So,
A couple of things real quick on the Vegas shooting too, just so people, anytime I want to spread the awareness to this topic so it just doesn't die and disappear. Biggest mass shooting in our country's history,
Right.
And we just kind of let it go to the wayside. That, there's never a video, there's not a video of the casino. Damn well if we committed a crime, that video would be produced like that.
Right.
I mean, this is Epstein-ish, you know what I mean? Like, the camera doesn't work, so there's no video for Paddock going in, out of the back elevator entrance, all that stuff for the, the employee entrance. So no video ever produced, but yet on the other end of it, guess what? We get a crime scene photo leaked of him laid out, whatever else, like how convenient.
and the crazy thing is, I don't know if you guys have seen the actual police body cam footage of that. When they break into the room initially, they say there's no broken windows. They're like going window to window. Nothing broken here. Nothing broken here.
Not possible with the gunfire.
Yeah, with the gunfire, and supposedly he shot from two different places
With bump stock.
with bump stocks, and there was no broken windows. And the other thing that was weird too is the timeline. They said like a security guard had found them, and the security guard got shot, and then the security guard was there before the shooting started, then after the shooting started, and there was like just a bunch of misinformation, and then that security guard disappeared.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to do an interview, and then just disappeared, and then they were like, "We don't know where he's at." And there was a bunch of craziness.
I mean, did they find the security guard?
Supposedly, but he's gone MIA. And he was supposedly the hero that helped pinpoint where he was at to help stop the shooting, and he supposedly exchanged fire with Paddock before.
Let's just say
things
this
went
too.
down.
It gets so much deeper too because people that were witnesses, or let's start with first of all, there was a couple witnesses. One family was just getting their phones and stuff FedEx back from the FBI, and the day they get it FedEx back, they're in Temecula. The story, if I remember the story right, they crashed into their electric gate and their car blew up.
Oh wow.
And the car kept burning, almost the same. It reminded me of what's it called? I can't even think of his name right now. The dude from Fast and the Furious.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. It reminded me of the same situation, almost like the rumors of thermite grenade or drone or whatever, because you couldn't put the fire out for like an hour. So the daughters run down, down to the thing, like down to the gate, and you can't. The car's still burning off of hitting the electric gate. Supposedly.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange happenings of survivors of that then being killed after.
Yeah, exactly. Even a mass shooting with a survivor get together.
Yep.
Remember that in California? And then one other thing that just does not add up, and again, it's harder to even find the record. Ever since the vid, they wiped a lot of stuff, that you used to be able to trail on the internet, And I'll say one of the other things I thought was really weird was there's supposedly a certain phone that was in the room with Paddock or whatever, and that phone, a receiver or whatever, was like military grade specifically made. They traced it back to New Jersey. And supposedly somebody high up in the making of the company, the founder, the whoever's in charge, the FBI went to visit him. They paid him a visit. He has a special needs daughter and his wife. They leave, and he flips out and kills himself and his special needs daughter.
Oh wow.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly that evening. Yeah. And now you can't even find the stories anymore. You can't even mix it together anymore. Like,
And it's hard to find like all the audio and stuff, and like even the the police body cam footage is.
Oh, even the 9/11.
chopped up
But
and-
if you can, here's all I gotta say. Anybody that says BS bullshit, I don't believe it, and really wants to put at least do the research, just find the 9/11 tapes still and listen to them. Listen to 9/11 tapes.
Yeah, all the calls to 911 that night.
Yeah.
And all the different reports of all the crazy stuff that was going on, and that just didn't happen.
We need, you know what? We need to do a show. We need to do a show on 9/11. Like,
That's a whole other story.
I mean, no. We need to do. We
do a
can do a whole.
10-part
Yeah. We can
series
do,
on
I know,
9/11.
we can do a whole show because, like, I was always, like you said, buying into the narrative until, I mean, everybody saw the video. What's a film producer, Michael Moore, when he did that, and he showed where, like, it was that, and the other one when it was showing like the explosives and stuff like that, when it was like charges, and you could see it like. Actually, you could see it like it looked like a demolition. I'm like,
Even the original interviews when the bombs exploded downstairs and when this and this, because people didn't know what was going on. They didn't even, the people that were in the scene when it first happened and were interviewed, they were in the scene. They're giving
they were
their honest opinion.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they start wiping those out and those videos aren't to be seen again, except for I've seen a couple of the footages redone and, like that resurfaced. And so you like piece it together.
yeah, only thing that I mean, not only thing, but when buildings started collapsing that weren't even
Well, Building 7 is the smoking gun to tells you that it was a setup, a conspiracy, something more to it.
where it never got. I mean, none of the debris fell on it. Whatever.
What about the policy change that got increased for the insurance to that just about a month before?
Right.
I mean, come on, like this, the people, if they really wanted to find out, what's it called? All you'd have to do is see who didn't show up for work. Just like look at the records of who didn't show up for work that day. Right.
I don't know. That shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we might need to do a show on that, stuff like that. But let's switch gears. Since we're talking about
Kind of another conspiracy.
But on a lighter level.
yeah, but
College football conspiracy.
since we're talking about Vegas and sports betting and sports in general. I mean,
Money.
Let's talk about the college football playoffs. Florida State being left out, undefeated team, go all the way. Alabama from 7 jumps all the way in to the playoffs.
Georgia, who, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Alabama beat Georgia, yes, in the championship game, but that was, like I said, it was a great game. It could have gone either way.
But hadn't Georgia won like 2 straight?
Yeah.
So they didn't even give them an option to three-peat, and
Yeah.
it's like they lose one game and it's close on a last-second play,
Yeah.
and they're just out
And Georgia was the number 1 ranked team to ride
the whole
through.
time.
Yeah.
The whole time, and then here's Florida State that hasn't lost. How does Alabama get in?
I mean, how's a lot of things? How did Texas get in?
I mean,
Awesome.
Texas beat Alabama earlier this year.
Yeah.
So, that's how. That's their main. Here's the thing: they're talking about the eye test, and my thing is, are we going off records or are we going off the eye? Or are we going off the eye test? Florida State just went 12-0. They just went undefeated.
But who they beat? I mean, again, I know they.
I think the big thing.
But they're number 4. If
think the big
you're
thing is
ranking them, they're number 4 in the country.
The big thing is they lost their quarterback, and the people that are putting the college football playoff together want the games to be competitive, so they're not going to put it in a team with a second or third string quarterback.
It doesn't matter. That is.
I mean, it comes
that's
down
a
to the end
fourth.
of the day.
According to the standings, that's the 4th best team in the country.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's about the money and the draw, and
I just can't believe.
So a number 7 should be in the college football. So that's what I'm saying. Why do we have these playoff systems when we have?
well, they're going to 12 teams next year, so.
Yeah, just get more money, more games, more
Money,
betting,
more games,
betting.
more betting. That's what it's all about. It's about, Alabama's a big draw, probably way bigger than Florida State, I'll say. SEC is, where the money's at. So, and then you got Michigan, Alabama, Michigan. That's going to be a huge game because Michigan's been in the news a bunch with all the scandal going on there with the cheating and stuff. And then you got Texas, which is, you get the South, you get a big school there. And then you get one Pac-12 last year. You get Washington in there, kind of gets you on your West Coast people, and you get a little bit of everybody involved and interested in the games. Florida State just doesn't do that.
How did Washington get a stronger rep than Florida State, though?
Because they're
Well, they beat. Plus they beat Oregon twice.
Yeah.
They were a double-digit underdog going into the second game.
Yeah.
But which was crazy to me because Washington was up on the first time they played Oregon. They were up on them 29. You go back there, 29-14 going into the fourth quarter. They just took their foot off the gas. So Oregon was a great team, but they always shit the bed every time they get to the national championship.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like. So what's the big? I mean, what's the more powerful conference right now? Would it be ACC or would it be Pac-12?
This year was the Pac-12.
I mean, definitely the Pac-12. I mean, you got my boys, number 14 in the country. I'm gonna say they took SE to overtime, which they should have beat them. Definitely should have beat Mississippi State, and then they only lost to Washington, I believe by like 6 or 8 points. So that's what I'm saying. Is like the Pac-12, which is no longer the Pac-12, but to me was the tougher conference. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, Washington's quarterback, Penix, he's a Heisman candidate. I think they said he's like second or third.
Yeah, but him and
odds right now. And like I said, Florida State's quarterback was really good, but he got hurt, 2 games before the playoff, and they just didn't feel like a second or third string quarterback was going to be a good representation of the team.
Trust me, I feel
allegedly.
I feel for these kids because it's not a fair system.
No.
I go back to when I was playing, right?
Yeah.
We went 12-1 that year. Number 4 in the country. We ended up playing Nebraska in the Holiday Bowl.
I whooped them.
And that's what I'm saying. And we beat them. What I'm saying is and at that time there was no college. There was no college, football. It was no playoffs at that system. It was whoever they thought number 1, number 2 was in the polls and stuff like that. So it was bad. It was even worse back then. You know what I'm saying?
Remember that one year with Nebraska and Michigan?
Yeah.
Well, his almost had a split.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they used to have co-champs and shit like that. So college football has come a long way. Like I said, I feel bad for Florida State because for you to go undefeated, it is a tough task, man. We lost one game. We lost it to UCLA off some fake hurricane. They were supposed to play Miami. The week before that. Don't let me get back in the story of that, but. I feel for these kids because I know what it takes to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, give your blood, sweat, and tears every fucking day for this game. You know what I'm saying? And then for some gray hairs to be sitting up there and be able to snatch it away from me, it fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's that shit is not fair. The college committee needs to figure this shit out. And they do. You said they're going to 12 teams, right?
But again, it's not about how the kids. They don't care about the kids.
It's about the money.
Yeah, it's about the money. And
so can they generate?
So they're going to go to 12 teams next year, right? Yeah. The only good thing about it, some of these shit bowls are now going to be come relevant. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so what are they going to do? They're going to start the playoff system. What, 2 weeks early now? I'm assuming.
Well, let's put it this way. They're not expanding all this stuff, and the NBA's not going in-house tournaments and stuff because they want to better the game. You know?
No. It's all about the money. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
money betting eyes.
I mean, the announcer said it the other night. I mean, we were watching. What was this? We were watching the Lakers. Who was that? Who they play the other night? The Lakers.
Suns.
Yeah, Lakers Suns game. All right. It's a December 4th game, right? Mm-hmm. And they are playing like it's the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People are diving on the floor, stuff like that. And I like it because they're trying to get these bench players because not just the starters, but everybody on the team gets paid $500,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And some of these guys are on like 10-day contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
Not getting paid that kind of money. So they are. I mean, these players are actually going out there trying to make a difference. And I actually like. Now that I understand what the tournament is about, I like it because it gives relevance to a December 4th game instead of it just being a regular game and people was going out just playing until after the All-Star break and then they start playing hard, shit like that. So
I mean, it's funny that people that make 20, 30, 40 million need another $500,000 to.
Well, I definitely saw certain teams.
Well, it's not
didn't put the effort in the tournament. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's not them. It's the superstars recognizing that these bench players don't get paid like them. And this is a way for them to get some money in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about, the LeBrons, the Anthony Davis. They don't give a shit about $500,000.
Yeah, but I guarantee, superstars will be like, hey, I want the extra couple days rest, so I'm gonna give you $500,000 so us not to have to play in this thing.
Right.
Motherfuckers are
I
greedy.
mean,
They ain't giving nobody no $500,000.
yeah. But
Don't even get family members have
But
money.
LeBron's thing is he came out and says, "I want this to add to my resume."
Of
you know
course.
what I'm saying?
Well, he wants. I mean, here's the other thing too. You start giving all these other trophies that didn't exist when everybody else gets there, and I mean, he's trying to chase. He's trying to get the most, accolades ever.
Right.
And so now you got all this stuff that didn't even exist when
So
when Jordan was playing.
okay, so I mean, if you don't know,
Well, I mean, he's already got doesn't he have the most NBA Finals losses of anybody?
yeah, people know.
I think Jerry West has more actually. Believe it or not.
Really?
I think so.
I am a
Still got a chance though.
I'm a super LBJ fan. Everybody knows that. The scrutiny this man came out with and what he's doing right now is just amazing. I mean, he's in this 21st year, 38 years old, balling. Like, I mean, he put up 30 points the other night. KD. I didn't realize how old KD was. 35, still doing his thing,
Yeah.
And right now,
I need to talk to someone about their hair though.
I know both of them. Both of them. I mean, KD looked like a homeless man, but we don't want to talk about what's going on. But anyway, we need to. I mean, we get caught up in the money and all that stuff, but we need to talk about like what these dudes are doing at their age. You know what I'm saying? And I heard Jordan come out and Jordan says funny. He was like, I had so many accolades. I ain't have to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do this at their age. I was already established. My legacy was already set. I think he's missing the point. Is like what these dudes are doing right now are just extra extraordinary.
Well, they didn't have all the treatments, and
I'm not saying they're better than
they didn't
Jordan.
have those treatments overseas back when Jordan.
The Pez.
Yeah, I'm not saying I get it, but I'm not saying they're better than Jordan. But I'm saying what they're doing right now is extra extraordinary.
It's crazy. I mean, we live in a world, and I get it. Where, we highlight all
Because
this stuff.
because we talk about this going back to that.
They get $50 million a year to do this. Other people work on roofs till they're 60 or 70, and we don't go, that's amazing what that guy's doing. He's on top of that roof at 60, 70 years old, making $25 an hour. But we go, this guy that makes $50 million, man, we got to take our hat off to him.
Wait till he's 39.
Exactly.
No, here's the thing, man. Is
If there was a drinking league,
What's right?
Mitch would be the Michael Jordan of drinking.
I am.
I've been
Hey,
doing
hey,
it. Mitch is going into his late 40s.
I just want to say this.
doing it.
When was the last time you walked into Walmart and the greeter was 80 years old and you're like, wow, look, she's still doing it? Like, no.
because you should be doing that at 80, man. I mean, let's be real. You should not at 80. I'm gonna tell you right now. At 80 years old, you should not be working at Walmart. Here's the problem.
So is she on PEDS?
No. My thing is this will go back into what we're teaching growing up. We're not teaching the right thing. We're not teaching our people. Like back in the day, we used to have to balance a checkbook, right? They don't treat that no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach us how to invest. No, they teach us how to get in debt, not how to prosper. And these 80-year-old people should not be working at McDonald's and they should already have a retirement. You know what I'm saying? They should already be taught, hey, this is how you save, this is how you invest.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I agree to a certain extent, but there's also a chance that maybe, they lost this loved one, there's something else, disability. I mean, all sorts of other factors.
Maybe they just want to get out of the house.
And
they got nobody.
And yeah, that's true. That's the truth. Maybe that is also part of it too. The interaction with people, because the minute sometimes you stop doing that, you fall over. I mean, I've heard that story before. Like people, like a military dude, structured, in shape, everything else, retires at 65, kills over in 2 weeks because he doesn't have structure anymore.
Yep.
I mean, speaking of structure, we go on the sports tangent, and I don't even think we need to touch the next topic. We'll see. Well, actually, we
were talking about it. We got about 10 minutes for it. So, a few minutes for it. If we need to come back, we come back to it. But you talking about structure. Let's talk about. So we're all dating here, right? Okay, 2 out of 3 of us are dating women that have kids.
I just say women that are kids. No, I'm just kidding.
That too.
That
Kids with kids.
Kids with kids. No, I'm just kidding.
On the next morning.
I love you, baby. I love you, baby. I'm just kidding. I kid. But anyway, and then 3 of us already have kids too. Going into situations. So
2 of you.
Yeah, 2 of us.
I said 2 out of 3.
I thought you said
I did too. I thought you
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
See, this is what happens when they get old. Yeah, it's the fucking hearing goes and everything. Anyway,
They forget what they just said.
anyway, how is it dating? How is it dating with kids? Like, I know, as far as with me, like my girl, you know, she has a 4-year-old son and stuff like that, and it's interesting to going back to, you know, me being a dad again. And I like it because, like I told you guys earlier on the show, is I do plan on having, you know, a baby here in probably the next 2 to 3 years, and so it's kind of giving me, you know, kind of getting me back in that dad mode. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of it's interesting because it's also testing. I'm not a real patient person. I've learned over the years, but my patience is definitely. I'm learning patience as they have become irregular in my life, and so Nick, I know.
Strange that you're learning patience when you don't have much time left. When you had all the time in the world, you had no patience.
But that's what I told you.
That's all the world is, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm a better. That's what I'm saying. I'm a better father at this age than I was when I was younger.
Well, I'll say this. So, like, from my perspective, I've never been a father. I have dated, you know, multiple girls that have
I thought you
had
say multiple fathers.
that have had kids in the past, and you know, some of them you know, it was short term, so didn't really get involved with the kids, or you know, I knew of them,
Big
I met
head
them,
baby.
but yeah, but but some, you know, for me, the toughest part was dating someone with a kid was, you know, I grew attached to the kid as well. So, you know, kids are great, especially when they're young, they're fun. You know, you build a bond with this, you know, the child, and then when the breakup happens, it's not like you're just breaking up with your, you know, you're breaking up with the child as well.
Right, correct.
And it becomes, I think, a little bit more difficult in that sense because you know, you're losing two people out of your life instead of just one that actually matter and you care about. So that was the tough thing for me that I learned, you know, when you're dating someone with a child, that you have to be aware of that could happen, but you can't let that affect the relationship because, you know, good things can happen. You know, the relationship I'm in now is, you know, turned out to be great, and you know, she has a kid the kid's awesome, and I've known him for, you know, almost half his life. So I've been a part of his life. I've seen him grow up. And you know, I feel like I'm part of that. So it's great. And, I actually think I'd rather date someone with a kid because at my age, you know, I want someone that, you know, has been there, because who knows if I can have kids or gonna have kids. So at least they've got to experience that for themselves if they need to. And if we do end up deciding to have kids, then that's great too. But, you know, there's no guarantee once you hit, you know, mid-40s that you're going to be able to still you know, have kids. So,
Well, go see the doctor. You know, your ass out.
They got pets. They got pets for that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if my fish swim is what I'm saying.
I got you. I got the doctor's number if you need him. So, Mitchell, you're kind of in a unique situation. You know what I'm saying? You got a daughter, same age as, you know, my kids.
I thought you were going to say something else. I really thought you were going to say something else.
What's wrong with you, bro? Get your mind together.
That's the same age as my girlfriend.
Same age as my kids. What, you know, Chris doesn't have any kids. You guys, I'm sure it's been a conversation that's come up like 1 or 2 times.
Man, we talked about
4 or
getting
5 or 6 maybe.
we talked about getting a cat.
You're gonna start with an animal first, huh? See if I can take out an animal and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, I'll say this. Like, yeah, well, I mean, again, that's always, you know, we always just discuss it because it's a future that I want to build with her and vice versa. And so that's on the table. Even though, like in the first few episodes of Single Mitch podcast, you know, whatever, it was like, hell no, never, never, never.
Right.
But as far as I just want to express though, as far as having, you know, a relationship with someone that has kids. I'm going to say this. I used to always stay away from it. Well, one, I was never out here. I was never the relationship dude here. You know, out here. I was always going out too much.
Right.
Always wanted, you know, fear of missing out at the clubs and nightlife and whatever else. So it definitely take a special, interesting person to, you know, kind of
Kind of slow you down.
yeah, slow me down. Exactly. And also, you know, but with that said, I would never at that time be serious with anybody with a kid. No disrespect, no offense or anything. One of the main reasons, and I can talk about that, is because my daughter didn't live with me. And so, you know, I'd fly her out and visit and all this other stuff. But how am I going to be, you know, in somebody else's life if my daughter's not in my day-to-day life? And so that was always something for me that I always had guilt over, you know, whatever. So that wasn't going to be possible. Now, flip it on the other end, and it's a true story once. You know, daughter doesn't live with me, but she, she has a ticket to fly anytime she wants. I used to fly her in every 3 weeks or whatever, even, and stuff, especially when she was younger. And then she'd come over and during the summers and stuff when she was a teen and work at the store and do stuff like that. And New Year's, we had New Year's, a few times with her. I brought her out with you guys. And so, yeah, but with that said, I remember one time I went on a date, met some girl in Scottsdale, whatever. We ended up going to this concert. And she was like a Pamela Anderson wannabe back in the day, a little fake barbed wire tattoo, fake tan, whatever, stuff. And I remember we went to this concert. It was like a boo bomb, and I wanted to go see E40. And I remember I think Steve and his girl were there at the time, whoever he was dating at the time. And so I remember we could have, honestly, true story, we could have went straight to the hotel, whatever. I want to see E40. And, I'm like, let's enjoy the evening. We were also going to go to a Halloween party, all this other stuff.
Right.
And so we get to the concert. The concert's almost over. What's it called? She's kind of like, I guess a couple of people call her Pam Anderson or something. She goes, that's right. We go to, whatever. She goes, I don't like going to these ghetto places, all this stuff. It's already getting an attitude, all this other bullshit, whatever. And then Steve makes a comment, hey, Mitch, is that your baby mama? There's some girl walking by. And she flips out and goes, you think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? You have a kid, don't you? You have a kid. And keep in mind, I met the girl at the nightclub.
Right.
And we were talking, and somehow, that was like the next date or date 2 or whatever it was. And so I personally, truly didn't think it was that point, especially because my daughter doesn't live with me, and that, on a daily basis, that it had to get that far,
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. When she asked me straight up, so tell me straight up, do you have a kid? And I knew within a nanosecond, if I say yes, the night's over.
Yeah.
And if I say no, I'm denying my daughter to some...
Yeah, some random. Yeah.
And so, of course, I said, yes, I have a daughter.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me, blah, 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 take me home, da-da-da-da. Cool. It didn't even matter. Would never doubt and deny my daughter, period, even if, whatever. So again, I'm just flipping that story on the other end of it to where the experience of whoever had their predetermination of, dating somebody with a kid, even though, and also the fact that I was so upset that you didn't tell them, you didn't tell them. But again, when's the right time to tell somebody you met at a club? Your situation wasn't that serious.
Right. Yeah.
And, we're not living together, moving in, and stuff. So again, I'm just sharing my thoughts on that, on how I viewed it, and then also how I got it once.
So when are you and Chris having a baby?
So we're getting a cat. We're getting a cat.
All right, you heard it.
I'm gonna say this.
You heard it first here.
Bro, we like to staycation and travel.
Yeah, you get Garfield.
We like to staycation.
Hey, hotels are child friendly.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
The Moose allow children in there too. You're good, baby.
It's all good. I'll work on you. We got to get you to the altar first, and then we do it right. We do it after that. But hey, we've come to the end of the show.
Well, real quick before thoughts of the day. In other Diddy news, he's being sued again. This time, a girl says she was 17, and him and some people gang raped her. So that's the Diddy update for the week.
Okay, yeah, we had to. You know what? We're gonna make that as a segment. We're gonna follow. Okay, this is what I agree. We're gonna follow this Diddy thing until the conclusion, because I heard Puff Daddy's. I mean, not Puff Daddy, but 50 Cent is coming out with Surviving PD. So I'm curious about this. We're gonna make this a segment. It may be long, it may be short, but
did he or didn't he?
Did he or did he?
I think,
or did he not?
I'm going to start my own sub podcast. It's going to be called 2 on the 10 Diddy Cast.
Diddy cast. But no, we are going to keep that up. But all right,
Pause.
Let's go. Let's go. Nicodemus, what you got?
I was just thinking about, coming up to the holiday season, and you should really get out there and, if they have the means and the ability, you should really get out there and find like a family in need and wash your wash your family if you can.
Wash your family? What the fuck is wrong with this man? Wash your family. Don't wash the family, bro. If you have a girl, wash her feet, but don't wash the family. What the fuck is wrong? I can't take these. I can't take
That's all I gotta say.
I can't take these. I can't take these some bitches no. But anyway, put that red cup down. I don't know what the fuck's in it. Let me go on to the next person. Titano, what you got?
I'm gonna follow that.
I'm gonna follow them. Watch your family.
And actually, he stole my bit, by the way. I'm gonna try and get serious here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna say this, man. Life is short. We say that enough. Nobody's promised tomorrow. The present is a gift, yada, 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 okay? But here's the thing, truthfully. Make whatever you do enjoyable. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the time. I know I sit here and go, we staycation and we did this and we did this and whatever else. And we all talk about our food and where we're going. And I'm going to say this. I can't wait. Like, me and my girl keep talking about, like, man, I can't wait till we just, get our spot, have a weekend where we just turn Netflix on.
There you go.
Especially like stay under the covers or make something healthy to eat. Maybe even hit the gym. Like, all I'm saying is this: it doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be monetary. It just has to be valued and valued and appreciated.
There you go.
And again, make the most of the time you have with the people you love. And again, it doesn't have to be this flash. Sometimes I know we talk about that and everything, but again, you can make the most of any situation. It's really what your mindset is and who you're with.
There you go. There you go. And to piggyback off that, my thought of the day is we were talking about kids earlier. Kids are a blessing. So, like I said, I get to have my daughter come over with, her 2 babies and stuff this weekend. And I get to have, my girl over with her baby. Man, spend some time with your kids, man. And don't get all wrapped up in this presents bullshit and washing all these.
Make sure you wash your kids too.
Wash your kids.
Wash their asses too. So, but man, now kiss your babies. Make sure they're safe. I love you. We'll see you next week.